Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you guys don't mind. I had to get out of the house. Actually, I've been out of the house a good bit, but I just felt like coming over to the beach. We had a little rain a little while ago, so I thought I'd get out. I had a moment this morning and I just thought I would maybe think out loud, share a little bit with you. So this might be one that you, some advice for a 51-year-old to your younger folks. So if you've got any younger folks out there, maybe college age or in college or just out of college, still young, you might want to share this with them. I'm going to lay down a little bit of wisdom here as seen by me. Take it as you will with a grain of salt. But I'm sitting in my GoPro class this morning and the teacher, he's really a phenomenal guy. He's a friend of mine and he teaches photography in addition to the GoPro class I'm taking, and he's actually had the trips we've been taking to shoot a little bit, he's been combining it with the photo class. I mean, a brilliant guy. His enthusiasm just comes across. I mean, he's got mad skills with the camera, but his passion for it and his passion for teaching are just really what got to me. Well, we're sitting in class today and I'm watching, he's showing us, he's showing us more than like specific stuff with our camera. He's showing us some GoPro videos like on YouTube. He's showing us some GoPro stuff he's made, and it just really inspired me. So that's what I wanted to talk about a little bit today. If I could give some advice to myself, my younger self, I knew, basically today I figured it out. I've told you guys that I'm taking this time to learn more about making video, film editing, shooting film, everything to do with film, and I'm going to basically be, this guy's going to get tired of me because even when the class is done, I'm going to bug him to help me, because I see him every day, and I'm going to actually see if I can piggyback him and get him to teach. I mean, he makes video too. His main thing is photography, but maybe he can involve me in some projects and I can learn. But basically, I figured out today that making video is my passion. I figured this out a long time ago and I never followed it. When I first got to Costa Rica about, 16 years ago, shortly thereafter, digital cameras were starting to come out. And I remember getting the first one that I had. It was like don't even remember how many megapixels. I want to say it was like 2 or 3, and it was about an $800 or $900 camera, an Epson. But anyhow, I knew back then that's what I was interested in, but I was still at that time, I think I've told you guys, I spent a lot of my time chasing shit that I thought was important, trying to get rich quick, starting a business here. Always just trying to do things, though, that were materialism driven for money, money, money. Now, we have to make a living. Everybody has to make a living. Everybody has to pay the bills. We got to eat. We got to keep a roof over our head. But the best advice I could give to anybody, and the best advice that I should have taken a long time ago, is when you're thinking about what you're going to do with your life, don't sit down like most of the sheep do. And I know parents tend to push their kids to do this, and they have nothing but good intentions, but it's like, you go to college or you start thinking about what you're going to be when you grow up, what your career path's going to be, what you're going to do for your life. And a lot of times we're just associated by what we do. We are who we are what we do. One of the first questions people ask you when they meet you, what do you do? Now, I don't like to think in those terms because I know quite a few what I consider successful people that aren't successful monetarily. But they're very smart. They have their priorities and they're successful and they survive and they live their life. But when you're really sitting down with what you're going to do with the rest of your life, and you're basing that decision on how much money it can make you and what kind of lifestyle it can give you, just beware a little bit that can also make a slave out of you. Because if you watch most people in the West, they do what they're supposed to do. They take a career path that's going to pay good money. Very seldom do I hear many people advise somebody that are going to college or just, that are of that age where they're still deciding what they're going to do with their life. I hear so few people advising, to follow your passion. Find your passion. What are you passionate about? What do you want to do? What would make you happy to do with the rest of your life? What's something that you could see being a job that instead of looking forward to weekends every week and holidays and vacations, what sort of a job would make it where you didn't care? In other words, you looked forward to going to work every morning. And that's where I think people need to really, in my opinion, need to be focusing on, because all this other stuff is just like buying us into slavery in a way. It's like, you know, even when you start getting that mentality of getting the good job, you kind of buy into this whole the house, picket fence, 2.5 kids, the mortgage, 3 cars in the driveway, and once you've got all that stuff, you got to pay for it, and you spend the rest of your life doing that crappy job, driving back and forth every day, sitting in traffic, sometimes commuting, sitting in traffic for 2 hours a day, all to pay for stuff. And and most people have chosen this career, chosen this job path, chosen what they're going to do for the rest of their life based solely on that. Not because what they're doing gives them any joy. It's not a passion of theirs. It's just something that makes the money they need to pay those bills they need. So, like I say, not going to, you know, you got to make your own decisions for yourself, but something to think about. If I could impart it to anybody young, even more so than the food, you know, it's like life's not all about food, or maybe, you know, the food is just a portal to get us cleaned out, to be able to make clear and decent decisions for our life. But if I were giving anybody young, you know, any sort of advice, and they were looking at me for any kind of career counseling or what I'm going to do with my life, I would ask them, what do you like to do? That would be the first step. Just figure out what you like to do. Figure out several things you like to do. Now, yeah, there has to be a little bit of practicality in there. You know, you might have 5 or 6 things you like to do, and a couple of them just may, no matter how passionate you are about it, there's just no way to make a living from that. Although you might be the one to come up with that way. You know, that we live in a different world with this internet. It's so easy to create yourself out there. But yeah, that was just kind of that's what I'm taking from this. And like I say, I plod along and I think about things. I don't make big declarations like I'm going to do this, or actually sometimes I do, and then they don't get done. But what I'm thinking is that, like, even I told you guys, you know, that I'm going to start blogging again and writing. I'm not feeling any passion to want to write. I'm almost wanting to go all in on video. And now when I talk about what I'm doing with video, I'm not doing all this to make, you know, super edited videos for this channel. Now, I will do some nice videos as my skills increase and as I'm using my camera more, because I'm going to be out and about shooting stuff. And but this is more for stuff like I can get involved, like I can do little projects down here. I can do little promotional things. There's a lot of ways that I create what I do online. And I know people here, and I know little businesses. I know a couple of retreat centers that I'm already talking to them. I've already kind of set, I'm planting the seed. I've talked to a couple of retreat centers and places to see if, like, you know, maybe I could come do what I do for my channel with them. Now, some of them are fancier places, and they probably would need edited videos. But this is a tourism place, you know, especially with the GoPro, who knows? I might even get myself an SLR camera down the road. I definitely, when the money's there, would like to get a drone, because, you know, this is a surf town, this is a surf country. There's some really cool stuff I could do with the drone. But yeah, you know, I got some more thinking to do on this, and I have practicalities too. I mean, like I say, I'm taking this time off. I'm using some money that's probably my retirement money, and I'm hustling a little bit here, moving a little bit of money here and there, but I'm taking this time to really try to concentrate on what I want to do. Now, at some point, 6 months, 8 months down the road, if I can't, like, you know, between what I'm doing with this channel and with the retreats, if I get to a point where I need to work, I will have to take a job, you know, to pay the bills again. But I really want to focus my time. I really want to focus my time on the video and on getting better at that and learning as much as I can. God, I wish I was 20, 25 years younger sometime. All the possibilities. But everything, you know, but it's not too late. I mean, yeah, I wish it was 25 years younger, but it's never too late. And if you're young, just something to think about. You know, something to think about. Quality of life. You know, you can own a bunch of stuff, or you can be free, and you can be happy, and you can do all those things that those people with 3 SUVs and a 5,000 square foot house can't do, because they're chained to that stuff. They have to be at that work, at that high paying job every day, because they got to pay for it. Anyhow, this one may just be a little bit of rambling today. I just thought I was like thinking, like all this stuff's been rolling around in my head, and I just thought I'd think out loud and make a video. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed it. over at the beach. I'm about to get out of here and go make some dinner. See you guys. Peace.